What's up? It's Chris from Faction Zero. Just going to give you a quick rundown of my equipment. Let you know how I get the guitar sound for Faction Zero. So the head is a Marshall 100 watt master volume 2203. For the settings, I'll keep the presence around half, crank the bass all the way up, cut out the middle completely, keep the treble on half, and the preamp cranked all the way up. When I play live, I typically put the volume on 2. This is an extremely loud amp, so if you put it any louder than 2, sometimes you can drown out the PA system. For cabinets, I use Marshall 1960 slant or the straight cab. I kind of like the straight cab better. The square one just gives a little more percussion to your sound. For my guitar, right now I'm using an ESP Mirage 3 with Dimebucker pickups, Floyd Rose system. Floyd Rose, I really don't like it that much, the way it plays, but it keeps the guitar in tune, which is really important when you're playing fast and heavy, like stuff with Faction Zero. So if you're playing a straight bridge, something like this V over here that I really like a lot, but the straight bridge will go out of tune almost immediately. So with the Floyd, although I don't particularly like the way it plays, it stays in tune, which is the lesser of two evils. So for pedals, I keep it real simple. The Boss OD1 overdrive pedal and a Boss tuner. This overdrive pedal goes perfectly with the Marshall head, with the 2203 master volume, but it's obsolete, so if you're going to pick one up, it's usually around $200 to get one in good shape. You can get it off of eBay or one of the other used sources. It only has 2 knobs, level and overdrive, so I tend to keep them somewhere in the middle, but it depends on what guitar I'm using, what pickups, because all my guitars have different pickups. They're all Seymour Duncans at DiMarzios for the most part, but if I'm using something like active ones, like I have one guitar EMGs, I'll turn it down a little bit, because you don't want to make the sound too overdriven. But that's pretty much my setup. I'd say the key to it is probably this overdrive pedal. The thing sounds really good with the Marshall amp, because what it does is it takes the natural sound of the amp and gives it a boost rather than your sound coming out of the pedal. So some people will buy an expensive amp, they'll buy a $2,000 head because they think they're going to get the same sound as the musician who uses that, but then they get a cheap distortion pedal and 100% of their sound is coming out of that distortion pedal rather than the amp itself. So if you get an overdrive, you're getting your amp sound, you're not getting some cheap distortion pedal. You're not paying $2,000 for a distortion pedal, because that's the way to put it. But yeah, all these together, that's my basic sound.